Dear white mothers of non-white children.
They've been called the N-word, which was the most painful part of any of our journey, was the day that the N-word got dropped on my 6th grade son.
Before she said that, she brought up a lot of other instances where her children have been racially discriminated against. And I know some of y'all are wondering, what is wrong with that? She is the white mother of non-white children expressing her hurt for what her children go through. And don't get it twisted. There is absolutely nothing the fuck wrong with that. But let me show you a couple clips from that same interview where her verbiage didn't match her fucking intent.
The most painful part of any of our journey. I felt like we had a voice because we've experienced some of the racial comments towards our family over the last 10 years. We've just noticed since we moved into the community that people didn't know how to approach our family, how to talk to our family. We've had people ask us what part of Africa did they come from. Just various comments that, even though they seem innocent and curious, they're so hurtful. And they come from a place of naivety. They come from a place of white privilege where people don't even realize the things that they're saying to people.
They don't realize.
And how hurtful they are. Faced more than they should have to face. Yes. They should be able to go to school and not be judged by the color of their skin. Mm-hmm. A comment like that, or if a kid is at a place where they are making racial discrimination against somebody, then they need education. They need to be taught. They need to be shown a different path. So honestly, it's never angered our family. It hurts, but it has never angered our family. We've always taken it as an opportunity to teach and educate others that these kids are no different than anyone else. We're all the same. I mean, I'm white, my husband's black, my kids are brown. We still live our life no differently than the neighbors next door to us in our community. I have this really unique perspective as a white woman because I was raised no different than most of the white people in this community, and I know the white privilege I've lived my own life with, and it wasn't until I was married to a black man that I began to see what he experiences and what he goes through.
We are all the same. We've just noticed our journey. Need to educate. She has a unique perspective, and it wasn't until she married a black man. Let's start with, we have not just noticed. I am pretty sure that your husband is not just now noticing any differences. You are. But you didn't care to understand or educate yourself about these differences until you married a black man. And this is exactly why you want to justify the ignorance of other people and feel that they should be educated because you didn't do your due diligence and educate your fucking self, which should have occurred when you were dating your husband and way before you had children. And as a white woman, you do not have a unique perspective on pretty much anything, especially your non-white children or your black husband. And baby, we are all not the same. Your husband is not the same. Your children are not the fucking same. This interview was conducted 2 years ago, but everything I am speaking about is applicable to fucking day. And while this interview states that this is a white mother of biracial children speaking about racism, she is not qualified to speak about something that she personally, herself, cannot goddamn experience. There is an inherent thought process that is bred within white women in this country, and that is that they have to center themselves in every motherfucking thing. So much so that it literally goes down to the aesthetic of the fucking interview. The holding of the hands of my children as I discuss our adversities and the things we have faced. Neuroscience states that our brain unconsciously prefers familiarity. And this makes it so easy for white women to center themselves, especially in regards to something that they pushed out of their own fucking vagina. But in all reality, there is absolutely the fuck nothing. And I mean absolutely the fuck nothing that remotely evokes something familiar between a white woman and someone who is not white. Especially when we still live in a country where white women have benefited from diversity initiatives. You know, things that were put in place to bring people together. Literally since the inception of the affirmative action programs. Like, the fuck is y'all saying? We literally live in a country and in a society where we expect tolerance for interracial relationships and biracial children. When we have not yet accomplished global and or nationwide acceptance of black couples and black children. And I know a lot of people always say that I am hard on white mothers. I mean, I fucking know I am, and I don't give a shit. Be mad. And I don't understand why people think I'm supposed to care when y'all white mothers constantly prove me correct over and over and over the fuck again. Your child's life is not yours. You do a great injustice by your children by not educating yourself before they are fucking born. Because if you don't, you make harmless interviews like this. You know what I'm saying? Harmless to you. But as a biracial and or non-white child looking at this shit, anything you experience in regards to being in an interracial relationship or the parent of a biracial child is by fucking choice. Nothing your children go through is a choice for them. They didn't choose to be whom the fuck they are. But the simple fact that you make everything about you, centering yourself, even in the struggles of your children, is goddamn harmful to them.
White women love black men because of the power dynamic, because white women have never had any power over men in their lives. Because obviously all the white men in their lives have always had all the power over them. So white women have whiteness over black men. And obviously to be in any sort of like control feels good, especially when you're used to never being in control. White women feel safe with black men, not only because of the hypermasculinity that they believe black men exhibit, but because of the whiteness and power they hold over black men. This is why also white women can still be racist and be with black men. And be like conservative white women will be like married to a black man. And this is why white women love their black sons and hate their black daughters. Black sons give you access to the patriarchy. They give you power, whereas black daughters don't.
Why?
Obama wasn't my president, but I sure want to suck his dick. He wasn't mine because I'm Canadian, but you know I love my chocolate man, especially one from the state of Hawaii. I want to see him between these thighs. Yes, we can. Get with this man. Come on, Barack, come blow my back. Call me Michelle. I won't tell. I whisper in your ear 4 more years. You make my legs shake. God bless these United States.
Why do they think reducing black men down to black meat is like revolutionary or empowering? Because it's not. Listen, it's a fine line between fetishization and criminalization, especially when we're talking about black masculinity and when it's coming from you-know-who Karens. You know, when I was reading Ida B. Wells and her anti-lynching campaigns, the sexual politics and the criminal politics of lynching, that's what jumped out to me when she was making that freestyle, you feel me? See, in the name of intersectionality, this would happen when Karen tried to repeat what Felicia and Keisha said too much, you feel me? It becomes tasteless and you start saying this like cringy ass, And what's sad is, it's some dudes that like that racial pathology, that old Mandingo mentality ass shit that people rock around and say, is it big? And they be like, oh, you want to know? See right here, move that shit over yonder way because I don't want none of it.
Now this video is for educational purposes only.
There's the mom doing her little girl's hair, a black mom doing her little girl's hair, mixed little girl, and the song that was playing in the background says, "To all my beautiful little brown girls, please know that you are strong enough to take on the world," or something like that. I made a video, a stitch to it, saying, you know, I'm all for giving our girls compliments and affirmations and making sure they know their worth and things like that. But at the same time, could you imagine if we had a song saying, "To all my beautiful little white girls"? Like, really, honestly, could you imagine? Could you imagine? And
Now this is critical race theory.
Which doll is the nice doll? Which doll is the bad doll? Which doll is the nice doll? And which doll is the bad doll? And why is that doll pretty?
Because he's white and he has 2 eyes.
Which doll is the ugly doll? Why is that doll ugly?
Because he's black.
Which doll looks most like you?
Like me.
Yeah, which one looks like you?
And that one.
Okay.
That doll.
Class is dismissed.
White woman known as Ro She actually came out and told the truth and said everything about the case was a lie. I have never had an abortion. I have 3 daughters, never had an abortion. I lied and said a black man to me so that I could to say that I want to get an abortion, because remember, this is back in 1971, 72. So using black men as the scary, you know what I mean? Oh, they want to, white women type of thing. That's still, you know what I mean? Like the boogeyman issue of the day. And we're in 2022. So that's number one. Nobody in the reproductive justice movement talks about the fact that the reason why Roe was decided in the first place was based on a lie. Number one. A lot of people don't even know that.